Hey gamers, I am CyberSnake7. Hope we're all well, guys, and we're back again with another Super Nintendo NTSC Collections video, and we're in the S category this time round, and we're going to be stuck here for 3 weeks. We've got a lot of S category games to go through, so let's crack on, guys, and let's start with the first 10. Now, game number 1 is a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm not the most, obsessed wrestling fanatic out there, believe me, and I only own one game, and this is the only game I'll ever own, and it is Saturday Night Slam Masters. A guilty pleasure of mine, to be honest. Something about it appeals to me. Really good graphics, Capcom classic, to be honest. No realistic wrestlers in this one, all made up characters, apart from the fact that you've got Mike Hager from the original Final Fight series in it, which adds the Capcom nostalgia to it, sort of thing. But it's just a wrestling game with all super moves added to it. Just a nice pick up and play game, and as I say, one of the only wrestling games I've really played and I'm likely to ever play. So game wise, very good. Condition is very good. Rarity on this one is a good 5 out of 12, so not a bad title, and I really enjoy playing this title. So that's game number 1, guys. That is Saturday Night Slam Masters. Game number 2. Right, game number 2 is an arcade classic game, rehashed and added a platform element, or should I say a side-scrolling beat-em-up element to it. That's more like it. And it is a really good title. Yet to pick up number 2. But number 2 is very expensive and very hard to find, but I will get there eventually. And it is Sonic Blastman. Now, anybody who's ever played this in the arcade knows it's just like you're playing the bonus stages of this game, where you just like destroy a planet, punch a guy's face in, and you've got blow it up a tanker, but you've got to punch like the pad to, the more power you put beyond the pad, the powerful the punch. But obviously the Super Nintendo have added the side-scrolling element to it, the beat-em-up, side-scrolling beat-em-up, and it does work really well. Graphically, very good. I love the comic-style art book effect of the game, with the, if you can see there, when he punches, it brings up all the swoosh and whatever mad words you use when he punches. But very good game. Condition-wise, this one, as I say, is, this one has aged. It's in very average condition as far as I'm concerned. You got slight creasing on the one side, but as I say, happy to own this. I've had this for a long time. But fantastic side-scrolling beat-em-up game. One worthy of getting, but looking forward to getting the second one eventually. But there you go, guys. The rarity in that one is yet another average 5 out of 12. So that's Sonic Blastman. Game number 3. I recently picked this one up, probably, well, say recent, about 4 months ago. I kind of like this character, well, I did at one time, and I've always been interested in wanting to play this game, and it is Tom McFadden's Spawn, the video game. Now, Pete Snes picked this up a while ago, and I have to agree with him. The graphics are pretty fantastic, personally. I think they are very good. Very comic stylish game, but as you progress into this game, you unlock different moves for the character itself, but they are very hard to pull off, very hard, and the game itself is ridiculously hard. You've got to put a lot of practice into this game, and believe me, it's very frustrating trying to get the moves out, and you don't really have chances to beat the bosses. And in later levels, it becomes like a platform game, and it is very difficult to get to where you've got to get to. Basically, it really is a frustrating game, and it's a shame because the game is impressive graphically, and I think there's potential there. But as I say, it's very difficult. But I'm still glad to have it. Very good condition, and this one is a average 3 out of 12 in rareness. So that is Spawn, the video game. There you go, guys. Now the next one is a LGN classic. Yep, LGN again. But this one's quite sought after, I think. And it's not a bad game, but I do love this character, as you will now see. It is SpiderMan, the animated series. As I say, there it is, the old LGN. Graphically, very, very good, I suppose. It's not too bad. It reminds me, if anybody's ever played Spider-Man Return of the Sinister Six, it's kind of that side-scrolling platform action. You've got a varied amount of enemies, as you can see on the front, that you've got to kick ass, but you do get help from the Fantastic Four in this one. But again, this is a very frustrating and very difficult. It's LGN. What do you expect? They don't make easy games. But, you know, it's one of those, for me, it was a sought after title. I've had this for the longest of times anyway. But it's not a bad Spider-Man game, but you've really got to put some effort into it. And take the pain, because it's quite a difficult game to complete. But as I say, the rareness on this one is a very good 7 out of 12. So that is Spider-Man, the animated series. Then the next one I've owned from day one. One of the first FX chip games that came out. Obviously known as Starwing in the UK, but I ended up buying Star Fox. We all know, we all love this game. Well, I certainly did. When I bought this, I paid a lot of money for this when it first came out, because this was, I'd say this was probably one of the first import games I picked up with the adapter to play on the PAL console, basically. And I wasn't disappointed when I very first played it. Music, quality music, graphics I've never ever seen before. Just the atmosphere, the music made the game for me. Fitted perfectly with the level design. Just a fantastic game. It's a shame they really didn't bring a true sequel out to this. I know that they was in the process, and you know that at one time you could get a game which was half finished, and the boxed, and you know it was sold. I can't remember the company. I can't remember the company well. So I was going to actually get the game. Snes-tastic. He was lucky enough to pick up the red cart version. Bless him, fair play to him. So if you ever want to sell that, Pete, he knows after it. But I know it's not going to leave your collection. But anyway, you know, at the end of the day, very happy to have this one. Owned this from day one. Still go back to this game because it's such a classic game as far as I'm concerned. But you know me, perfect condition, not a blemish. It is absolutely in top condition and upside down. So there you go, guys. That is Star Fox, and that is a pretty dismal 4 out of 12 in rareness. But never mind, still a classic game. So that's Star Fox. Right, the first of 4 Street Fighters. And I'm not showing these in any order, to be honest. I'm just picking them up as they are. And this one is quite a sought after one. I only picked this one up about 3 or 4 months ago. And it is, as I say, it is quite a hard one to get out of for a decent price. And it's not a bad transfer from the PS1 original. And it is Street Fighter Alpha 2. As I say, I bought this one a few months ago, and I really got a great deal on this one. It is in very, very good condition as per usual. Graphically, very good, and a great transfer from the PS1. But the only gripe I have on this game is each fight, before the start of the fight, it pauses for about 3 or 4 seconds, and then you fight. Why, I don't know. Maybe because the information I tried to squeeze on a cart, which is plainly obvious. But, you know, it doesn't detract from the game itself. The game is a very, very good game. And, you know, worthy to have in anybody's Street Fighter collection. But, you know, classic game. Very good transfer, and happy to have that one. So that is Street Fighter Alpha 2. And that one is... oh, I haven't put that down. Street Fighter Alpha 2. Oh, we have. Yeah, it's an average 5 out of 12 in rareness. So that's Street Fighter Alpha 2. Right. On to, I think, the game that I think every PAL owner of the Super Nintendo bought when it came out. Period. And it's the original Street Fighter 2. but I did buy the PAL version first and then obviously transferred over to the NTSC version. Absolute classic game. I don't need to say much about this game. Everybody in the entire planet must have played this game at least once in their lifetime, whether it be on the arcade or on the Super Nintendo. Absolute masterpiece. This game is, you know, a true one-on-one fighter. But I just can't say no more about it. It's just a classic game. Still play this today. But I do prefer to play the one I'm going to show you next more. But that, guys, is Street Fighter 2, the classic Street Fighter 2. And it is a very average 3 out of 12 in rareness. But never mind. There you go, Street Fighter 2. Right, as I was saying, this game is played a hell of a lot more and definitely my favourite of the series. And it is Street Fighter 2 Turbo. This one you can play every character in, including the 4 bosses. You obviously got the speed selection, which gives you the option to play the game faster. Graphically superior, gameplay brilliant, music superb. You know, it's Street Fighter, end of story. You know, you played one, you played them all, but these are classic games, and this is easily my favourite of the series, without shadow of a doubt. So that's Street Fighter 2 Turbo, and that one is another dismal 3 out of 12 in rareness, but great condition nevertheless. Okay, moving on to another FX chip game. I really did like this when I very first got this and played through it and made sure that I completed it. It's not everybody's favourite, and it doesn't go for you know, top money. I'm not going to say that, but it's still a nice FX chip game to have in the collection, and it is Stunt Racer. I kind of like this game. It's quirky, it's fun, it's different, very, very different. You know, a nice little racing game, little title with strange cars with mouths and noses, whatever you want to call it. But game itself, you know, it's not too bad. It's not the best I've ever played, but still another worthy addition to have in the FX collection. But as I say, you know, very good. Don't go for loads of money, but you know, this is in absolutely pristine condition. As you can see, this is really, really very, very good condition. Didn't pay the earth for this one, but as I say, game itself very good. Lots of tracks to unlock, lots of cars. I wouldn't say lots, but you know, there's a fair few cars to unlock. But you know, it's just a quirky, nice little title, and that is Stunt Racer, and the rarity on that one is a poor 2 out of 12. But still, I still think it's a good game. But there you go, Stunt Racer for the Super NES, obviously. And on to the final game, guys. Now, this game is one of my treasures in the collection. I absolutely love this game. A Konami classic as far as I'm concerned, and one yet again I was lucky enough to pick up from day release, and it is Sunset Riders. And this is in proper condition. This is very, very well looked after. Very hard to find and very, very expensive if you want to part some cash for this game. I can't say a bad word about this game. It is an absolutely awesome side-scrolling shoot 'em up fest. Absolute classic game. This is. Choose between 4 gunfighters and varied styles: double barrel shotgun, double gun, single shotgun. I can't remember the name of the characters. Does it say on the back? It does not. It's a shame because, as I say, I can't remember the name of the characters, but they're all classic characters. I tend to use a double shotgun character myself, the Mexican guy. But it can be very tough, believe me. It's a very tough game. But what an awesome game this is. You can't go wrong about it. Absolutely classic game, and one I'm very happy to have into the collection. Now, the rarity on this one is a very respectable 7 out of 12. So that's the final game, guys. That is Sunset Riders. And there we'll leave it, guys. So, that's another episode cleaned up. I'll be back next week with yet another S-Category Super Nintendo Collections video. So, as always, guys, I am CyberSnake7. Keep playing. Keep watching. All the best, guys.